Hey, welcome back everybody to A Life of Hobbies. We're back on the Bucket Farm. Just want to give you guys a little update on how things are going in the garden. Got some rain last night. Everything's pretty wet still this morning here. And it is morning. I'm out here at about 9:30 in the morning, give or take a few minutes here or there. I just wanted to show you guys. I mean, it's just a wall of green now. It's hard to see through anything at this point. We have basketball-sized watermelons. They're coming right along. Some of these are a little bit behind, but you know, they're doing what they're doing. The marigolds are blooming like crazy. Remember how I said previously that last year I grew marigolds that were about 3 feet tall? Well, this year they're doing just the same, and they're about 3 feet wide as well. We had a really hot week this past week, and some of the green beans got a little bit sun scorched from it, but they're okay. They're recovering. We're still pulling beans off them like you wouldn't believe. My sugar beets are doing tremendous. That one's just under the size of a baseball. And oh, these dang squirrels and chipmunks, man, I swear. They got my sunflower. They're gonna do that, so. Alright, well, that one's done. The herb garden has blown up with the basil. We only managed to get one oregano plant out of all the seeds we threw down. Only one oregano. The rest is this Greek basil that's, or no, not Greek basil. Oh gosh, I can't remember the variety. But the basil's doing really good. So when we do sauce this fall, when we do our harvest and whatnot, we're gonna have plenty of fresh basil. Let's see what else we got. Oh yeah, like the tomatoes, you know. Look at these bunches. Just bunches and bunches. The Romas are doing great. The beefsteaks are doing great. We got lots. The Romas are just starting to get ripe here. They're just starting. Now these Roma vines get really heavy and they just start to sag, but they're all right. As you can see, our Century Cherry, this is one of the most beautiful cherries that you're gonna find out there, is these Century cherries. And I don't know why they're named Century, but if you had to ask me for a reason, I would say it's probably because each one of these plants will likely produce over 100 tomatoes. I mean, that vine alone, let's see, there's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 21. There's 21 on that little V vine right here. They're also notorious for that, where they will branch out into multiple vines off of a single part. Yeah, I mean, we're just all over here. They're almost high enough now to start moving them down as they get a little bit longer. Look at those beautiful, gorgeous cherry tomatoes right there. Got to do a little pruning on my peppers here. As you can see, we've got some leaves that are dying off, and that's okay when they do. Just give them a little tug and they fall right off. You'll know it's ready to fall off because it'll just literally fall right off. So, see, I barely even touched it and it just drops right off. But what I want to show you guys on these peppers here is how they're, remember I told you I top my plants, right? So the top of that plant is right in there. And just look at it, it's like a bouquet of peppers. Look at all those peppers, just boom, boom, boom. One of the best examples is actually right here, where you can see if we can come in on it. I mean, just look at all those peppers. Beautiful. And so you can see the difference between a top plant. We topped this one as well. See, the top is actually right here. That's where we cut it off. And this one kind of grew funny, but every leaf down below here, it grew a new branch. And look how bushy that is now. You know, we got the peppers growing in on it. It's a jalapeno. And we come on down the line here. See, like, that leaf is yellowing, but it's not ready to quite come off yet. So you come up to it and get it at the base. Give it a little pluck. There we go. Now the bell peppers are starting to come in, which is perfect timing for these. Peppers love hot, humid weather, and we're getting into mid-August here now, so we are going to have lots of hot and humid weather here in Ohio. That is how it goes. More of our peppers here. Some of the bell peppers that are actually getting bigger. And then over here I got the perfect example compared to the others. Although height-wise some of these are competing quite well with it. But the tallest one of them is the one that I didn't top. Let's zoom out a little bit there. This one I didn't top. This is the natural original crook. And it branched into 2 branches. And you'll notice down here below, didn't get any extra branches down there on those leaves. So this is what it looks like when you don't top them. This is what it looks like when you do top them. See how bushy they get? Now you can help guide the bush and growth of these plants. I've seen people where they use little sticks to kind of push and spread the branches apart to kind of open them up a bit, give them a little more room. Which for bell peppers is actually probably a pretty good thing to do, because you'll get bell peppers stuck in between the branches if you don't. Well, we'll have an example here at some point towards the end of the season to be able to show you exactly what I mean by that. Now the cucumbers have done a bit different this year than they did last year. They weren't quite as productive, but the cucumbers that we're getting are very nice. We're getting some big old cucumbers here. One of our little clumpers. One of our other little clumpers. These 2 vines, they don't get very long, but they produce in clumps. And they'll do this throughout the season here. Another one of our decent sized cucumbers there. And we've got some more coming up along. Another one up there. But as you can see, the cucumber vines, this is kind of chaos gardening at this point, where I've controlled the growth upward, but once it got up here, I just kind of let it do its thing. And as you can see, the vines are literally climbing across the trellis here, underneath the shade, and over on top of the shade. They're just going ham. They really are. And I come in here every day and I got to prune out some dead leaves and whatnot, you know. Just kind of the massive amount of sunlight and heat we've had in the last week has kind of caused a lot of scorch on some of the plants that are more sensitive to that. So we got to take care of that as we can. As you can see, I mean, just look at all of that. Isn't that wild? Cucumbers just growing crazy. Now my tomatoes here, these Century tomatoes, I'm telling you, they're absolutely crazy with it. So this is that one vine, starts down here, and as it's gone, there's our first bunch, and I've harvested a bunch of tomatoes off of these the other day. I came out in the morning before I went to work because I have a coworker who wanted some fresh produce, and I came out and harvested a bunch of these. So this one had 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. This one vine had 16 tomatoes on it, and I've harvested just under half of them. And then same thing for this one. But here's the crazy ones. Look at this. This is one vine here. Oh, sorry, I'm waving the camera all over. Oh, darn it, I knocked one off. Try not to do that. So one little vine right here, and there's something like 25 or 26 tomatoes on this vine. All right. I mean, these Century tomatoes, if you're gonna grow a cherry tomato, grow the Century. They are amazing and abundant, and they produce so many tomatoes, you guys. And it's like the vine just keeps going and going and going. Okay, I'm gonna make some more, and then I'm gonna shoot some more out, and then I'm gonna make some, and it's crazy. Century tomatoes. Oh boy, the Lemon Boys. This was a variety I grew last year, but I didn't have any more seeds from from last year, and I didn't save any from last year, but one plant randomly popped up, and I put it in its own bucket. I can't remember where I found it. I found it in here somewhere, but I put it in a bucket, and now it's growing. Let's see. Yeah, that's about a 6-foot tall plant right now, maybe 6.5. But look at these clusters. And there's one hidden in the back there. Look at these clusters of the Lemon Boy tomato. It's a yellow variety. They're gorgeous tomatoes and they're amazing taste. They taste delicious. You'll have to find out for yourself, unfortunately, because I can't project flavor through the lens. The longest of the centuries right now is this one I'm about to show you. It starts way down here and it comes up. And this one is getting close to about 12 feet long now. And I actually have to wrap it again and then let it hang down. Wonder if I might be able to demonstrate that process in a way here. I need something to hold my camera, but I don't have anything to hold the camera. But like I said, it's early morning here. It's 9 o'clock. Now this Roma did a natural split. This wasn't a sucker split. This was a natural Y split where the plant just branched. And so I let the branch go because it's a full-on plant as the main vine there. So it's going to do double duty essentially on one plant. I have the main side of it supported, what I considered to be the main side, and then I'm going to get a second line here to hold up this side. But this Roma is definitely producing well. And then I got this guy right here who can't seem to hold himself up, but he's gonna lean on the others next to him. I got some, started using 550 cord in order to, or paracord, to help support some of these tomatoes because they are just ridiculously heavy. This one's just starting to ripen up there. And the sunflowers, I don't know if you guys, some squirrels got my tallest ones that had actually reached the top of the trellis. Those are about 7 feet tall. And the squirrels got up on top and they got my flowers. Now, we're starting to get the seeds ripened here. I actually need to get this head off and get it into the shed to dry because the seeds are just about ready here. Oh, whew. I think I just stepped through a spider web. Oh God, it's touching me. Ugh. Let's get back out of there because I don't have a shirt on and I'm not trying to walk through spider webs. All right, let's go check out the greenhouse. I'm gonna shoot this whole video in one shot. I'm not gonna do any breaks or separations or anything like that. I'm not even gonna do any edits on this video. I'm just gonna put a start screen on it and post it. Just a raw garden video, you guys. So carrots are coming along nicely. These were the Dantes half long. You can see they're coming in. They grow like, about yay big, 4 inches or so. Our lettuces are doing great. These are iceberg lettuce, but they're not producing, we're not quite sure what's going on. They're not producing heads of lettuce like we would expect an iceberg lettuce to do, but we'll see what happens as the season progresses. We did broccoli indoor in the greenhouse this year because last year we did it outside and they got absolutely decimated by the white butterflies and their little tiny green caterpillars. We really didn't get a good crop of broccoli last year at all because of that. So we brought them inside and now they're doing pretty darn good. I can't complain. I don't really have any bug problems or anything. We got maybe some beetles or something that have been chewing away here a little because it doesn't look like a caterpillar did that. That's more beetles. And on the other side we have our peppers. So I haven't talked about that because I got to redo it. I forgot to winterize it and it got busted. But I have a manifold that actually allows me to do fertilizer insertion right into it. Just flip the valves, turn on the water, and I had hoses that came out to each one of the beds out here. So I got to fix that and rebuild that. Unfortunately, that's probably another $70 worth of PVC valves and pipes and everything to repair that. So unfortunate. What's up, Unas? My baby girl. My big German Shepherd. She likes butt scratches, don't you? Scratch that butt. So the peppers are doing pretty good in here. These are the Jalapeno Giganticus. And I didn't top these because they're in the greenhouse. And the greenhouse environment really promotes natural bushing. Because of the ultraviolet light diffusion and the way we can control a bit more in the environment here. I don't top typically pepper plants that I grow in a greenhouse. And they're doing quite nice. We're gonna start seeing some peppers hanging down here in the next week or two. So that's gonna be the greenhouse. We'll harvest carrots here probably at the end of September, I wanna say. The compost pit is just growing. We do have a watermelon back there. I'm gonna walk around here. Look at that big boy. So there's our compost pit watermelon. And we just let the vines grow. You know, whatever. Do your thing, little plant. And we have our wall of marigolds, which are literally, these guys are getting so big they're practically falling out of their bricks. I mean, this one's just huge. Honestly, I don't even know if I can pick it up because it's so big. And it's just kind of spread out. But we have a variety of marigolds in here that we grow. So there's yellows, oranges. These are known as jaguars. Really pretty marigold. If anybody would like any of these marigold seeds, let me know and I can ship them to you wherever you are in the United States. I grow a variety of them. Next year I'm actually going to be germinating in the greenhouse in like February a ton of marigolds, and I'm gonna have those for sale out here in my little soon-to-be garden stand out front of the house. Another one of those century cherries. Look how many tomatoes are on that one vine. This is what I love about these. They do crazy things with their vines. I'm gonna get a count on that real quick. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 27. It's like 27 tomatoes right there. 27. And they just keep doing it. Isn't that amazing? Aren't these gorgeous? Just craziness, right? Like, I love gardening. Now these sugar beets over here by the cucumbers, they haven't gotten as big, but they're all competing for the same water and nutrients in this bucket. These ones aren't doing too bad, but they don't have a cucumber in them. That plant didn't make it, so we just cut it out and let the sugar beets do their thing. So these sugar beets, because they're occupying space with other plants, like for instance the cucumber here, they're going to be a longer time to grow because they're just naturally going to need more time to get big. Now we haven't shown you the zucchinis yet, or not the zucchini, the summer squash. One of my plants is crazy. We just harvested a really big squash off it the other day. So look at here. I actually have to get a bigger stick and get this plant propped back up because the head of it's right up here and the last connection is over there. So we got to fix that. What is that? I got a bug. I think it's a potato bug. Alright, got him. Alright, and then the okra. I mean, just absolutely crazy with the okra here. Now when the okra leaves turn brown like that, we get them off. That's pretty natural. I thought I had a bloom. Oh, I do have a bloom. You guys, if you've never seen okra bloom before, they have some of the most beautiful flowers. Look at that. Look at that beauty right there. Now, my hand behind it, it's the size of my palm. Right? Look at how gorgeous that flower is. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? So that's okra. If you've never seen an okra flower before, they're beautiful. Zoom back out somewhere. There we go. So this leaf, it's getting ready to go, and it's got a new one coming behind it. We just pop that right off. Same for that one behind it. Now the okra is about 5 feet tall now, and these flowers are going to start rapidly producing the vegetable. Oop, I had my finger in the way. So there you can see, there's one growing right there. That'll be our first okra. What we got going on over here? Besides my squash, I'm trying to surround my okra. Don't worry, that's not white powdery mildew. That's actually the natural leaf. I'm actually surprised I didn't have an issue with white powdery mildew this year, or at least not yet anyway. This is typically the time of the season when it starts to happen. It's August and September. You get to see these cucumbers on the inside here. This is one of the varieties that I was starting to wonder, is this ever going to produce any fruits? And they are finally starting to produce some fruit. Everything down the vine hadn't produced a single female flower until very recently. So I said I'm going to let it go and not trim it off, because I feel like the fruits are going to be coming out on the runners. And sure enough, that's exactly where they started to finally appear, was on the runners. So yeah, this cucumber is just going ape and getting everywhere. I need to try to... Hey, look how twisted that got. Look at that. It's wild. So we're trying to help guide it along here a bit, and hopefully we'll get lots of fruits. You know? I had to do something with that. I just don't have the hands to do it right now because I'm holding the camera. All right, so we're at 22 minutes. Wow, okay, I didn't realize I was going that long. Me blabbering away about my garden because, you know. So there we go, everybody. I think it's been, what, 3 weeks since the last video? Give you guys a good update on how the garden is going. I hope your garden's doing well. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like. We do a little bit of our other hobbies here and there as special bonus content on the channel. So thank you very much. Be sure to hit that subscribe button. Until next time, y'all take care. We'll see you on the next one.